One that makes me laugh every single time. And well, I mean, I'll tell you the joke, I'll tell you in a second, but I also love the phone call that is 100% real. I almost left in the editing because as soon as we finished it, I was in the room with him. He did it completely alone, but I was in the room in there. And as soon as we finished, I said, "Who called?" And it had been his brother, Leslie.
Yellow is the best color, but I don't know if you call that an opinion. It's just a, oh, hold on, it's my phone. Hello? I got to phone you back on account I'm doing a special on the TV, comedy special. So I'll call you back, okay? Okay.
So I almost left that. Oh my, I just froze there. But I almost left that. I almost left that in just so people knew that that phone call was real. But anything Norm does is real. So it's not even a question whether that was a fake call or not. It was real. And then, of course, with the dog barking, I like that in there, too.
Like I flew in from Vegas, I remember one time, and there was some turbulence. And I was like, I'm eating that fucker in 14 years.
But Hail the Sluts makes me laugh every time, for she's a jolly good slut. So anyway, that's my joke that makes me laugh every time.
And you know what I was way ahead on? Slut shaming. I was always against that. I remember telling the fellas in high school, I go, guys, I think we're making a big mistake by shaming the sluts. You see, here's what is my concern. I feel if we shame them too much, they might stop becoming sluts, and further ladies might not want to be sluts either. I have a different idea. Other than shaming the sluts, it's a bold idea. I say we take the sluts and we put them on our shoulders and we go, oh, hail the slut. Oh, for she's a jolly good slut, that kind of thing, So I was way ahead of it, man. Way ahead of it. I just wanna I wanna kiss
you, I wanna kiss you. You told me that we should go our separate ways, but now you're back. My life without.
His mom, he mentions in it that he had a place for her nearby. He did. She's in Canada, so she would spend winters in Los Angeles, and he got her a place nearby him. And so he really did have, I know, of course, it's a joke. There's a punchline there, but the reflection on his mom is real. Yeah.
I did a stupid thing one time.
Okay, he's ready to talk.
This was my big statement I threw over at Atlantic City on the boardwalk. I threw 60,000 into the ocean.
What? No way.
Yeah, to quit. That was my thing. I'm going to quit.
Why didn't you just quit and keep the 60?
It was supposed to be like I felt like I was in a movie.
Wow.
That was a symbolic kind of a thing. Like, was it money or chips?
That was
What's
money.
that? Was it money?
Holy shit.
I said chips, and he goes, what's that?
Wait, so you threw 60 grand, because you had a moment where you're like, this is cleansing, this is like, to the ocean, I committed.
The same way a drug addict would throw his drugs into the ocean.
Right.
How long after it left your hand did you regret it?
I regretted it pretty good.
See, I would have thrown the fucking dealer into the... That's how I would get over it.
I'm
stone-faced idiots.
I'm surprised that people, like dealers, don't get...
Killed.
Hey, so I was at the fight. I was at the Pacquiao.
Yeah.
And I almost made a bet.
Yeah.
I almost made a bet that it would go the distance in Mosley's favor. Almost.
Wow.
But I was a little bit afraid. Tell everybody what your bet was, Norm.
I bet Pacquiao to win. 25,000 to win 3,000.
Wait a minute. How is that possible? You put down $25,000.
Yeah.
Maybe lose 25,000 to win 3.
Yeah. But I won 3.
What? Was it that it would a knockout or what was the actual bet?
It was just that he would win. But I got scared because I was so happy when Mosley went down, and then all of a sudden he got up.
And then I was scared because, one punch can end it at any moment,
Yeah, yeah.
And no, that's the most money I ever put on a fight. And also, I don't know nothing about boxing.
What did you go by, the commercials or is karaoke singing or? How did you pick Pacquiao?
Well, usually I kind of went against my instincts on this one because usually I pick the bigger, blacker guy. But in this instance, I met him, Pacquiao, and he seemed unbeatable.
Yeah, he is.
Pound for pound.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the other guy weighed more pounds.
Now, have you ever lost? Have you ever been devastated and lost like a big bet?
I've lost everything I own 3 times.
Tapped out?
Yeah. That happened to me 3 times, but since I've gotten control of it since. But one time, man, actually, after you lose everything, sometimes you kind of feel good. It's odd. But you feel like clean. You go, hey, man, I feel all right, But
my car's gone. My house is gone. You know what? I'm all right. I'm cleansed. I don't have my watch anymore.
But one time I had nothing left. I went up to my room, and I was like, I walked by the Coca-Cola machine. I love Coca-Cola, Yeah. So I said, I'm going to have a frosty Coca-Cola, But I only had 65 cents to my name, right? And it costs $1. So I hatch this plan. I'll go down to the nickel slots, and I'll make myself $1. So I go down there with my 65 cents. I'm putting in nickels, and it took an hour and a half, and I get up to 95 cents 8 times. And I never broke $1. And then later I think they would have given me a free drink.
Yeah, right. All you got to do is, cocktails. Yeah.
That's, by the way, how you know you're not good in gambling. When you have a gambling problem is when the guys start giving you things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because pit boss, when you first go, you're like, hey, man, the pit boss just offered me some free meat. That's a nice fella, And then you realize he's only doing it because you're a sap. But man, I would go in, I'd bet so much money. At the end of the thing, the guy would be like, you want some meat? Anything to keep me in the casino. Hey, some beef. Hey, want to have sex with my wife? Anything.
Yeah.
Someone told me something amazing about you, that the movie Rounders, which is about underground gambling, was based on your life.
Oh, no.
Is that true? That they followed you around?
No one told
I didn't
you
say that.
I did. I got that information.
I know that guy who wrote it likes Norm.
Is that in my Wikipedia?
Brian Koppelman likes you, the
and
writer
that
of
he
that.
followed Norm around, and Norm would go play poker at a lot of these underground couples in the middle of the night.
That's true.
And it's actually a documentary on Norm's life.
No, it's not.
It is.
But I would go to the same club where it was where they did Rounders, and this was before Rounders.
Why would you play poker?
When I was a kid, I played backgammon. I was good at backgammon.
But why would you play poker at an underground club when you could go to, let's say, Vegas or Atlantic City and play poker? Why would you go underground? What is the appeal?
Because I was only a little kid. I was just a kid.
Oh, you were a kid.
And well, no, but one is 2 blocks away in Manhattan.
Oh, I see.
Me and Norm went to the second time I was on your show ever with Norm, we were in one of those clubs all night long.
Right.
And we came right from the club.
Did you get your clock cleaned? Did you lose a lot of money?
I lost all my money immediately, so I had to start shooting pool. There was this all gambling going on. So I shot 8-ball until like 6:30 in the morning with a guy, and I lost $800 doing that.
Right.
And then Norm, I lost about $2,000 at the tables. Norm played poker. And then
Did Norm win?
We just
one time a guy tried to hustle me at pool.
Are you good at pool?
Norm's good at pool.
No,
I mean, you're
not very good. But we're just playing like bar pool, like we're drunk. We're all drunks. This was when I was young,
But you play for a lot of money.
No. This is when I had no money.
Okay.
So I'm playing this fucking. Right.
Yeah, you're okay.
When I'm playing this fucking pool hall, and this big giant black guy. It doesn't matter what color he was.
Yeah. All right, but it helps the story. Giant black
like
guy.
Forrest Whitaker in The Color of Money.
In The Color of Money. Yeah. So he comes. No, but he's dressed like he has all this stuff, and he has 2 girls with him. And I'm all drunk. I'm like an idiot, with my friends playing pool. So he goes, I'm next, you know. So he puts his like fucking 4 quarters down, and so then he goes, here, let's play. So the guy, he has his own stick, you know.
Oh boy, you're in for trouble.
Yeah.
Then.
So we're playing, and he's missing by only like a millimeter every time, you know. But I win, I beat him handily, but like he's the worst hustler ever, right? So we play for $1. So then he goes, now we're playing. He goes, now we're playing for $100. Like it goes up to 100 from 1, and I just beat him every fucking. So I go, no, I'm not. What? I'm not playing.
I'm taking my $4 and going
drunk, you know. I go, I'm ahead $1. I was kind of an idiot.
Yeah.
I go, I'm ahead $1, you know. I'm not playing you anymore. Ah! And so the guy goes, he's all mad. So then another guy played, and then stupidly I gave my friend advice, and then the big giant guy hit me with the cue across my head.
Wow.
And I looked up, and the cue stick was right in my head, and he goes, I break people's bones for a living, motherfucker.
What? Oh, whoa, you're kidding me.
Yeah, that was
He
my
sounds
story.
like Football Williams, that guy.
I was like that.
Oh. But Norm,
So that was my story about my
Norm,
pool hustling days.
you should keep that one to yourself, the pool hustling story. But Norm, shouldn't tell that on radio. Yeah. But Norm, I don't understand something. You go to these underground clubs and you play these cards, and it's a lot of money. You're talking about a couple of grand, right? You're talking about maybe
I lost
20,
A couple of grand.
You're talking
Got
20.
160 million. It's like, you're talking about. It's like when Johnny Carson tried to be like, "What's a loaf of bread cost nowadays?" Is this crazy?
No, I'm saying I got news for you.
I would $2,000. It's like $2,000.
I wouldn't gamble $100.
Yeah, but he's not a gambler. I've seen Howard get mad over $10.
I don't like to gamble. I find it insulting. That, in other words, I find making money, you know, is a very, especially where I grew up, is a very hard thing for a lot of people, and it's a tough thing. And to just piss it away in a gambling situation,
my old man felt the same
offends
way.
me.
And
my father would think that too.
Right, but you play for big bucks, right? I mean,
No,
20, 30 grand a clip,
I'm
right?
trying my best.
Well, you don't remember what happened with this place when we were there all night.
Yeah, tell the truth.
And we were there. I don't know what Norm played that night. He was playing all night. I lost $2,000 myself, you know.
Right.
But so we came here, and Norm accidentally said the name of the place.
Oh fuck!
Do you remember that, Norm?
Yes, because the guy did not care for that.
A guy called up and said, "Yeah, listen, Norma." Like later in the afternoon, he said, "Listen, we appreciate you coming here, but we don't have a fucking publicity department.
We're not looking for customers.
Not looking for that.
Can I say the name of the place? It's not there.
No, don't say it.
It's not there anymore.
The Mayfair. It's not there
they
anymore.
closed
No,
it.
it's a famous place now.
Yeah.
The Mayfair.
Yeah. Well,
But Norm, I think Howard's right in the sense that guy Koppelman who wrote Rounders, he's a good guy. I know him too.
Yeah.
He likes you.
No, he
and
was there
sort
all
of
the
hung
time.
around.
Yeah, he played at where.
But why couldn't it be his own story if he was there?
I might be involved. I knew a guy that was in the movie, Joey Bagels.
yeah, what I hear is that it was based on you.
Yeah.
Legitimately,
He would
yeah.
watch Norm while he played.
Is it true you're betting English Premier League soccer or some sort of weird?
I have bet soccer. That's not a lot of fun because
No, it doesn't sound
it's
like
90 minutes. You know,
Yeah.
20 minutes into it, you're down 1-0. You're in a lot of trouble.
Right.
The chance of them tying it up, let alone winning, they only have 70 minutes left.
So what other stuff did you wager on?
I wagered on.
Is that the weirdest? You bet on tennis?
Oh yeah, I bet tennis.
Golf? Obviously golf.
Yeah, I bet everything.
What do you do? What's your strategy for golf?
I made a lot of money betting against Tiger when he was. They had a weird bet in Vegas for a while when Tiger was so dominant. It was anybody but Tiger.
Oh, I like that. And the odds were always skewed because they know that people always thought Tiger was going to win.
Right. So the odds would be you get him at 1-2 or something like that.
Yeah.
Because everybody would go into the sports book like tourists and go, "Hey, I can bet on Tiger plus that pays 2.5 to 1. That's a good deal, you know."
That's what how they also get the Red Sox and the Cubs fans that way.
Oh,
it's like
by
if
what
Daniel
they
goes
know.
to Vegas, he's got some family member or something saying, "Hey, when you're there, can you put 20 in the Red Sox for me?"
Yeah.
Those are the two teams that everybody does that for. So they jack the odds really low. And also the other.
How do they know which team is going to play?
Because they know
which team's going to show up.
Their goal with the futures.
Oh, you mean not if they're playing each other, but
No.
the Red
Yeah,
Sox
the future,
play.
the World Series.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, put 20 in.
Oh yeah, of course, the odds would be low. Yeah.
And the other, the other team they do that with, the Lakers.
Right.
Because you get so much people driving in from Los Angeles to Vegas, so they know they can skew the odds.
Yeah, that makes
basically
sense.
toward the Lakers.
Hey, what about this? What if you? I always wondered this. You know, when you drive from Vegas to, from Los Angeles to Las Vegas.
Yeah, usually.
And then there's that thing where you hit the Vegas border.
Yeah.
And it's a casino, right? I don't know what that town's called, but as soon as you cross.
It's that town. It's like for people who have such bad gambling problems, they can't wait to get to Las Vegas. I got to pull off now and bet. I can't.
But don't you think it's happened where like a person has flown in from some former country, got to L.A., driven, seen that, figured it was Vegas.
Oh, and just spent like the weekend there?
Yeah, and then came home.
Doesn't that have a rock in the name? It's like something rock or rock.
Yeah,
something,
it is rock something.
Red Rock or
Little Rock, Arkansas. Oh my God!
Explain to me.
Daniel's not exactly Watson over here.
What's the most you ever bet on a sporting event?
Oh my God. I don't know, probably 100,000 or something like that.
Wait, what game?
It was actually the worst beat of the century. It was pretty bad. The Mets, I had the over, which I think was 7, and no, 6.5. I'm sorry, it was 6.5, and the game was tied 2-2. And I think Ventura was the batter.
Wait, the Grand Slam?
Yeah, the one-run Grand Slam. You know that one?
Yeah. Yeah,
it was tragic. And I remember Costas at the time because it was just bedlam. And he goes, I don't think those will count, you know? And I'm like, oh, Costas must have.
He had the under?
He must have. He was pretty happy about it.
But did you bet with Artie Lang when you would hang out with him?
Yeah. Artie and I bet a lot together. We enabled each other.
People often say that if you play a round of golf with somebody, you can find everything you need to know about a guy. If I said, could you find out that same amount of information as to how competitive, does he cheat, fun guy, does he have beers, smoke cigars? Could you have that same kind of feeling about a guy playing poker?
Well, not as much because, lying's part of the game and so forth. Golf, I completely agree with you.
You can
when
find
I play
out.
golf, I count every stroke, and it maddens me, when people don't.
What got you
I read
interested
a thing in Golf Digest once, actually. It was Jack Nicklaus, Gerald Ford, and Jimmy, what's his name, Clinton were playing a round of golf, and it was really funny because Clinton, allegedly a scratch player, just cheated the whole time. And so, he'd be in the woods and everything, and he was one of these guys who'd get up on the green and then start counting after, give me a birdie, give me a bogey or whatever. And the other guys were just fuming about it,
I did not cheat.
I did not.
What was the biggest bet you ever made?
Oh, God almighty. I don't know. I one time, the most I lost in one night, because 3 times I've lost everything that I've ever had.
How do you do that? I mean, not morally, but I mean, like, how do you
physically do it?
Well, yeah. I mean, like, you make one more. Like, what is the process of that? What's the evolution?
It's funny because it's the only time I ever went to a psychiatrist, he said, I was like, because it was for gambling. I was like, how the fuck do I get out of this? And he's like, oh, you gamble to avoid life, and I'm like, but my thing was, well, isn't that why you do everything in life, is to fucking avoid it? You know what I mean? Like,
it's too painful.
Yeah. Like, why do you? So I said, but it's painful to think about, but because now it would be nice to have the money, but you just lose it by it's just like any escape, I guess. because I was never a drug or alcohol guy. But like when I watch a game and I have a bunch of money on it, then I can understand what's going on. Nothing's ambivalent or anything about it, you know.
And there's stakes.
There's stakes. You know exactly the rules.
Yeah.
You're completely involved, and you're completely escaped from your life.
Yeah.
Of the real. Yeah. The real fear. My biggest problem is ruminating about death. If I could get over that somehow.
And you do that regularly?
I read fucking books about it and shit.
So, like, you still haven't walked me through losing everything.
Well, how you do it? Physically?
Yeah, because you know, you've got a house, you had a lot of money saved up, and then like, so you make one bet, and then you realize you're about to lose everything. Do you make phone calls to people saying like, I just need a little more? I mean,
well, you know, you kind of at the end of it, you know, it's happening. I guess it's like I've never had substance abuse problems, but I guess it's like people that know they're going to hit bottom, you know, and kind of want it.
Yeah,
because it does it's exhausting.
Yeah.
To be obsessed with something.
Right.
So you are, I guess, trying to do it, trying to finish it off.
Right.
Finally. Because if you have 450,000 in the bank, whatever the fuck it was, and then you lose 400,000, you go, fuck it. I don't want to fucking have 50,000.
Right.
To remind me that I don't want money to remind me that I have more money.
So that's how you do it.
So that's how you do it. Hollywood prostitute Divine Brown has written a book describing in lurid detail exactly what she did with Hugh Grant. The book sells for $25, but for $35, she'll show you. At the White House this week, President Clinton officially came out against same-sex marriages. What's more, the president said he is not too crazy about opposite-sex marriages either. A new FBI study shows that for the first time, Americans are more likely to be killed by a stranger than a loved one or acquaintance. Their advice? Introduce yourself to as many people as possible. The American Academy of Pediatrics has released an updated list of unsafe baby products. Topping the list this year is the really, 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 really high chair. Well, Dr. Jack Kevorkian was responsible for another death this week, this time a 58-year-old woman. She is the 26th of Kevorkian's patients to die since 1990. When are people going to realize he is not a good doctor? Do not go to this man. The richest girl in the world, billionaire Athena Onassis, celebrated her 10th birthday this week. What's it like to be the richest girl in the world? Well, to give you some idea, at the party, they had 2 cakes. A new hangover-free vodka is on the market. Yeah, the ads claim that the 80-proof vodka is so pure, it's virtually headache-free. But before you run out and buy it, remember, it causes massive anal bleeding. Julia Roberts told reporters this week that her marriage to Lyle Lovett has been over for some time. The key moment, she said, came when she realized that she was Julia Roberts and that she was married to Lyle Lovett. The results are in for 1995, and once again, Microsoft CEO Bill Gates is the richest man in America. Gates says that he is grateful for his huge financial success, but it still makes him sad when he looks around and sees other people who have any money whatsoever. In a brilliant move during closing arguments, Simpson attorney Johnny Cochran put on the knit cap prosecutors say O.J. wore the night he committed the murders. Although O.J. may have hurt his case when he suddenly blurted out, "Hey, easy with that. That's my lucky stabbing hat." And in music news, #1 on the college charts this summer was Better Than Ezra. And at #2,
Ezra. According to a controversial new biography, Elizabeth Taylor likes her lovemaking loud, rough, and frequent. Coincidentally, that's also how she likes to eat. Well, it's official. There you go. Michael Jordan is leaving baseball to return to basketball. It is unclear whether the media will now refer to him by his old basketball nickname, Air Jordan, or his more recent baseball nickname, Senior Crappy. In Walnut Creek, California, anyone who turns in his gun can get free therapy. And anyone who doesn't turn in his gun can get free anything. Well, earlier this week, actor Marlon Brando met with Jewish leaders to apologize for comments he made on Larry King Live. Among them, that, quote, Hollywood is run by Jews. The Jewish leaders accepted the actor's apology and announced that Brando is now free to work again. At Virginia Commonwealth University, a professor is being sued following revelations that he spanked one of his students. It was the student's parents who first became suspicious when they asked, "What kind of marks are you getting?" And she replied, "Big red ones on my ass." So... Yippee! Jerry Rubin died last week. Oh, I'm sorry, that should read, Yippee! Jerry Rubin died last week. Sorry about that. I'm sorry. My mistake completely. Just, I didn't read it right. Former First Lady Nancy Reagan reports that her husband has been relaxing at their ranch, riding horses and chopping wood. Sadly, eyewitnesses report that he was actually riding wood and chopping horses. It was revealed this week that mass murderer Richard Speck, while serving a life term in prison, was videotaped with hormone-induced breasts, snorting cocaine, and having sex with a man. The film was apparently made with prison video equipment and a $300,000 grant from the National Endowment for the Arts. Dr. James Watts, a neurosurgeon who performed the first frontal lobotomy, died this week in Washington. If you recall, a lobotomy involves drilling holes in the skull and then inserting and rotating a knife to destroy brain cells. What a genius. He'll be missed. World have ordered their ride, the Extra Terror Estriel, to be shut down until it can be made scarier. When the attraction reopens in 2 weeks, it will be exactly the same, but missing 6 bolts. Last week, during his latest trial on charges of assisted suicide, Dr. Jack Kevorkian startled a Michigan courtroom when he stood up and shouted, "This is a lynching." Everyone turned to look, and sure enough, he just lynched some old guy. Garry Kasparov tied Deep Blue, the IBM supercomputer that can examine 200 million positions per second, in the 4th game of their 6-game series. Earlier in the week, Kasparov admitted he made a catastrophic blunder in Game 2 when he failed to force a draw by moving rook to E8. With all due respect to Mr. Kasparov, what the hell were you thinking? A French man who calls himself the Snake Man was arrested this week after climbing up the side of a Manhattan high-rise. Yep, he climbed right up the side of a high-rise, just like a snake. In North Dakota this week, a hunter narrowly escaped death when a pocket knife in his breast pocket deflected a bullet shot by another hunter. Man, you know we have too many weapons in this country when people are getting shot in the knife. And that's it. See you next week, folks.
I don't know how everyone else felt here, but Norm was sick for quite a while, and he got sicker, and I didn't know, and I talked to so many people who I was sure knew. I thought maybe I'm the only one that doesn't know, and so many people, he didn't want anybody to know.
I didn't know.
I remembered when he went, everybody in the community we all thought we were the only one that didn't know, and we were so upset that we didn't get a chance to tell him what he meant to us. And then I very quickly realized he would not have tolerated that. He didn't want it. He didn't want any of us to tell him.
He'd get gross.
He'd get very unhappy.
Treat him different or laugh at his jokes.
I'm sick of these kind of characters. I think we should kill Hitler. Me and you, go suicide, kill him.
Right. It was like died 50 years ago, probably.
Did he? I didn't even know he was sick.
Did want to bring up Norm Macdonald first, if you don't mind, and your thoughts on somebody who I'm sure you've known for quite some time.
Well, I didn't know he was sick at all. It's sad.
And one of the guys who loved him and always had him on the show, was a huge fan, is Jay Leno. And Jay's with us. Jay, how are you, sir?
Good. I mean...
Horrible. I didn't even know he was sick. Were you aware of that?
Sudden. No, I didn't know he was sick. He kept it all inside.
Yeah.
And, he was a private person.
And I had a really tough reaction to this one. I didn't have no idea he was even sick.
This guy is my favorite stand-up, and I was shocked. I didn't know he was even sick.
For obvious reasons, we lost Norm Macdonald this week, which was just, I had no idea that he was even sick.
Did you know he was sick?
No.
Absolutely stunned. Had no idea that Norm had not only been very ill, but been very ill for a very long time. None of us had any idea.
I'm used to say goodbye, nothing new to me. Baby, I'm trying to survive, and I know that you believe in a world with happy endings. So tired of pretending.
Joke after his death, it'd be something along the lines of, I was relieved to find out that I died of cancer and not that O.J. Simpson killed me.
Yep.
I think it would be kind of like the epitome of an afterlife joke from Norm there.
F. Lee Bailey said this week that if the defense only knew what Ron Goldman's last words were, they might be able to find the real killer. If you ask me, Goldman's last words were probably, hey, you're O.J. Simpson.
They edit it and they put it together and they ask you questions that maybe you don't want to answer.
Right.
And they put things together that you're saying and I'm a fucking dumb guy. I get confused and shit. So they were asking me about a whole bunch of things at the same time.
Well, they were asking you about Louis C.K. and Roseanne. Now, Roseanne was someone who gave you one of your first breaks in
my
show
very
business.
First job, yes.
You were actually writing
I
on
love Roseanne, yes.
And Louis is a friend of yours.
Louis is, the greatest comic there is.
And in the defense of them, somehow you got to this point where you said,
well,
hey.
It wasn't really a defense of them. They asked me, what do you think of Roseanne, and what she did and, how she's doing. That's what they asked.
Yes.
Because I've been in touch with her.
Yeah.
So the day it happened, I phoned Roseanne because I know Roseanne and she was crying and she was so,
upset
and heartbroken. I felt so bad. And so, I said, I don't know what to say to you, Roseanne, because I've never been through this, And I said, let me ask a friend of mine that's been through this. And I was talking about Louis C.K.
Yeah.
Now, Roseanne had been really hard on Louis C.K.
Yes, when he was in his controversy, she blasted his
and this
ass.
was before he got, written up.
Yeah.
She said, she named him. She said, fucking Louis C.K. is doing a lot of bad things. So,
so you had the idea that they should talk to one another.
Louis did. I talked to Louis and I said, I was worried about Roseanne because I talked to her for 2 hours in a row. I was just crying the whole time. And I was like, I'm kind of worried about Roseanne. She's not the strongest person mentally.
Right.
And Louis said, I think...
Real bad sexual abuse.
I do too.
Rape, everything.
Yes.
and they go
destroys
through.
Their
it destroys their life. They're never the same.
Oh, of course
their whole bodies shake at the thought of it. Some of them even black out when they think about this thing. It's horrible. So
I know that, and of course, you'd have to have Down syndrome.
Not to know that.
That's my new word.
Down syndrome. Right. That's a good word.
You'd have to have Down syndrome to not feel sorry for, of course, Me Too is what you want for your daughters. You know what I mean? And you want that to be the future world, of course.
Right.
And I meet all kinds of women that have the terrible stories, about what's happened to them. But I wasn't talking about the victims. I was talking about, they asked me about Roseanne. They asked me about Chris Hardwick. They asked me about Louis. And I told them, like if someone murders someone, and goes to jail, right? And then he gets out of jail after 10 years. And you go, I'm going to give this guy a job washing dishes because he's done his penance.
Right.
Nobody goes, well, what about the people he murdered? Well, of course, they had it off worse,
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the murderer. Give him a dishwasher job,
So do you think that the writer somehow merged all of these thoughts into one thing? Or do you feel you were quoted inaccurately? Or do you feel like you were treated fairly?
Well, I don't know. The original writer was for The Hollywood Reporter.
Right.
And he wrote it, and that wasn't the headline.
Right.
And so I don't know if he even noticed or anything. And then another place called Vulture, which is a WW computer.
Yeah.
They wrote, Norm Macdonald defends Louis Anderson.
Louis C.K. Louis C.K. You can't defend Louis Anderson. What did he do?
I defend, it says, in the headline, Norm Macdonald defends Louis C.K. and Roseanne Barr. And I never defended them,
I've been searching for what's missing, but the answer.
Norm Macdonald has become a huge hot topic over his comments about Roseanne and Louis C.K. and the Me Too movement, and it led to the Tonight Show, saying that we're going to cancel the appearance, but we wanted him to come and clear the air. So please welcome Norm Macdonald. You took a lot of flack for saying in the art of for some things that you said in the Hollywood Reporter, saying that you were kind of glad that the Me Too movement has slowed down, and we don't really know you as a guy who really comments on very much that's gone out. So what were you trying to say? Yeah.
Well, I was, print reporters, they ask you questions and then put them all together. What I was talking about was Chris Hardwick, this particular comedian. Right. That was a friend of mine. And, if 500 women go against a man, obviously the guy's guilty. But in the Chris Hardwick one, it was one woman against one man.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I was saying that I thought it was good that the pendulum was swung, and Chris Hardwick has been as rehabilitated as he's going to get. He's still tells me he can't walk down the street without people yelling stuff at him.
Yeah.
But that's all I was trying to say.
Okay. Well, you do raise valid questions about due process and verification of what went on. I think that we would agree with that. That you have to back it up somewhat. But when you kind of lose me when you imply that the hardship that your friend Louis C.K. is a friend of mine too. Really, I know him a long time. That the hardship that he went through is equal to the hardship that the victims went through.
Right.
That doesn't compute.
No, it's not true.
Can you explain yourself a little there?
Yeah, that's not what I was saying. When this happened, I was working for Roseanne when Roseanne's thing went down, and I called her the next day, and she was crying the whole time I was talking to her. Right. I've known Roseanne for a while, and I was worried about her because she seemed really, really in a bad place. And I said, I can't really talk to you about this because I've never been through anything like this. And I said, I know Louis, and he's been through this, where he's had everything taken from him. Right. And I said, not many of us have gone through this, and so you should talk to each other because you've and then the guy said, what about the victims? And I said, well, the victims haven't gone through this. I was talking about this particular event. Of course, the victims have gone through worse than that, but
Right.
I'm going to get a victim to phone Roseanne?
No, but that's a good clarification.
And that's why it's so important to be able to clarify and to be able to explain, because at the heart of it, I think we are forgiving people. We jump very quickly today, but I do think that we like to forgive. You went on the Howard Stern show yesterday to apologize, and you ended up making it worse because you said you'd have to have Down syndrome not to feel sorry for the victims.
Yes.
Do you regret
just
saying
keep on
that?
getting into trouble, Norm Macdonald.
It's always bad when you have to apologize
For the apology?
an apology. The,
Do you lose it when you're on Howard? Is that what happens, Joe?
well, there is a thing on Howard where there's a recklessness in the studio. And, you know, there used to be a word we would all say to mean stupid that we don't say anymore. Right?
Yeah.
You know the word I'm talking about? Yes. And stupidly, I was about to say that word.
And you put this.
And I stopped and said, "What's the right word to say?" And then I said a different word that was equally.
Yeah. Did you realize in that
offensive.
moment that probably
I
offended
realized
a lot of
at that moment that I'd done something unforgivable.
Yeah. Right. I mean, you know, it's like things spill out sometimes, and it's just difficult. You also you're friends with Roseanne. She gave you your first job, I
Yes, it was
understand.
my first job.
And so you put her together with Louis,
With Louis.
CK.
Yeah. Because I was really concerned about Roseanne, and you know, I don't want someone to end up killing themselves or anything.
Of course not.
Yeah. So.
Don't you think Louis, do you say that you think they deserve a comeback? Now, I was saying yesterday that Louis performed at Comedy Cellar, and what he didn't talk about these allegations in his set, which I would have thought that he would have done. Don't you? I mean, so if he wants to have a comeback, he needs to, like, address it directly, I think, as a comedian. So where's Roseanne's coming back?
Geez, I don't know if Roseanne could ever come back.
Are you worried to speak now because of the backlash that you've received this week? Now are you thinking twice before everything comes out of your mouth?
He always
Think that
This is how he's a slow talker.
He's a talks like that.
But I think just in general, we all have to think very carefully about the words that come out of our mouth, because you risk offending somebody or a number of people.
Well, Joy's often said that PC, political correctness, is killing comedy.
It is killing comedy.
Do you agree with
Extent.
that?
Yes,
Even
I
in the
agree
clubs
with that.
where it's a small group.
Yeah.
Well,
You
as
know,
long as there's a
often people will come and say, you know, some guy said a joke and you're asked to defend it, and the joke is always horrible. Like, it's the worst joke you've ever heard. And you're in this position where you have to defend a terrible joke on free speech, you know. But I always, like, reporters always ask you, like, what's offensive? Is anything over the line? And I personally think almost everything is over the line.
They like you to be edgy, and then when you are, you get hurt for it.
Right.
But you know, comedians.
But I will say
the
the remark I made about people with Down syndrome was just a
insensitive,
terrible
and
terrible
stupid.
thing for me to say.
We agree.
Well, all of this is happening. You know, and we also, you know, we've all stepped in it as comics.
Yeah.
We all have stepped in it as comics.
And as lawyers and as journalists.
Maybe, but not quite the same way.
Not quite the same. But let me ask you.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Will. You know, your appearance on Jimmy Fallon was canceled. And he said that his staffers were actually crying about the comments that you made. Were you surprised at that reaction?
Weren't
have
they
you been
crying
surprised
that you were there? They were crying that he was there.
That you were even there. Have you been surprised by this reaction?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, yeah, I have been surprised because, you know, I never did anything. I mean, I spoke, but I mean, I don't want to be tossed in with people that actually did, not crimes, but sins, or, you know, I barely have consensual sex.
Does President Clinton have a bent penis? Well, according to a doctor who examined him last week, the president's genitals are, quote, completely 100% normal. It should be noted, however, that the doctor who examined him also has a bent penis. So, That may color his findings a little. As his last stop on the trip, the president met in Buenos Aires Thursday with Argentinian President Carlos Menem. During the meeting, Clinton asked Menem to continue with economic reform and protect democratic freedoms. Menem, in turn, asked Clinton to show him his bent penis.
Tomorrow, Chinese President Jiang Zemin begins a week-long visit that could define U.S. relations with China for years to come. President Clinton plans to ask Jiang for several things, including human rights reform, trade expansion, and a Chinese herb said to have the power to straighten a bent penis. This week, an angry President Clinton demanded that Congress stop dragging its feet on something he has long championed, a medical Bill of Rights for U.S. citizens. In all, there are 10 items in the President's Bill of Rights, running from number 1, a rich, satisfying sex life is the foundation of good health, to number 10, a straight penis is not a privilege, it is a right.
I have to know one thing before you go today. I know there are other questions, but you say that you there were distinguishing characteristics on the president's private parts. For America, please tell us what that is. Well, we've got to know.
Well, it was like that.
Oh, God.
It was.
It turned. Okay, that was it. Thank you.
In Duluth, Minnesota, authorities suspect arson was to blame for a fire that destroyed a mobile home and killed 73 cats. The chief suspect so far, this dog. Dogs don't care for cats much, you know. How could they not know that? This week, Disney released a new CD featuring a rapping Mickey Mouse. To avoid controversy, the CD will not include the controversial hit single, Cat Killer. And in a related story, this week marked the 5,000th performance of the Broadway musical Cats. It also marked the 5,000th time a guy turned to his wife and said, "What the hell is this?"
You know, cat ladies, they're so crazy, they're always thought to be crazy. You know what's even crazier? Snake ladies.
Oh, yeah.
They have
Absolutely.
This is so your style right here.
What?
The writers, whoever they are, they're writing. They know how to write for you. Just read that one.
Cats and paraplegics have a lot in common. For starters, neither appreciates going into your pool.
No, you didn't read it right. Neither appreciates being tossed in your neighbor's pool.
Yeah, they deserve a raise.
Know the end this day, nobody's gonna change. You won't ever leave. On my mind again, I'm still not tired of it. Can make you want me. And I might act okay, say things will stay the same. Say I'm all I need.
Am I able to have a good time? My cat just had a heart attack.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he had a heart. You ever hear such a crazy thing?
No, I didn't know they got things like that.
Yeah, they get heart attacks. So I got it off Steve Corrin, this writer up at
Sure,
Saturday Night
I know
Live.
him, yeah.
Yeah, so he gives me his cat.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out it's some kind of a defective cat, you know? So he's a nice cat and everything. I'm getting along with him. I come back to my apartment last week. The cat's like foaming at the mouth. He's shaking like this. He's foam coming out. So I didn't want to get near it. I thought maybe he'd, who knows? He was delirious. Maybe he'd think I'm a mouse. So I said, I didn't want to get near him. So I phoned 911. You know, I panicked. I phoned 911.
Right.
Which it turns out it's just for people. I didn't know that.
Didn't know either.
They got mad, man. They said they would have me arrested if I phoned back.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, you know, I love this cat. It's a good cat. So I took him down. I got him in a cab, and I took him down to the hospital, the animal hospital.
Uh-huh.
And the guy tells me my cat had a heart attack. He takes him away. He says, oh, yeah, he had cardiac arrest and stuff. And he started asking me questions about, like, he says, I said, what would cause that? He goes, you know, diet, stress.
Stress?
Yeah. No, he had a big promotion coming up. So, and then he let me visit the cat. He says, you can visit the cat, There's visiting hours. I go, all right. So you go in this room, and then they bring the cat in a cage. He's all drugged up. And then they put the cat, like, on a bed. And then the guy goes, okay, we'll be back in a half an hour. You have half an hour, So I'm with the cat, like, for half an hour. So after 5 minutes, I figured, I got a life to get back to. It's a cat. So we go out, and so afterwards he told me he had he said he could have an operation, which was like $4,000, which, I could buy like 100 cats for that, But then I figured, what the hell would I do with 100 cats?
Right. So you got the cat. You sprung for the operation.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
No, there was another thing where he's on medication, and I have him on medication. I have this medication. And he said there was some good news and bad news. He said the bad news was the cat only has like a 20% chance of survival, but he says the good news is it's just a cat.
He's a bad doctor. He's a bad doctor, too.
My phone. But I'll tell you, man, you got, especially when elections are around, you got to have a lot of, and you're a comedian, they expect you to know things nowadays. You know what I mean? It didn't used to be like that. Like during the Vietnam War, they wouldn't go, wonder what Red Skeleton thinks on this. But nowadays, like I've heard, they go, the comedian is the modern day philosopher, Which, first of all, it always makes me feel sad for the actual modern-day philosophers who exist, They're working, trying to come up with their philosophy, and they go, God damn, you ever hear of this nightclub comic? He's doing some very good work on tautologism, or what the hell you say.
I hate fake humility. The idea of like somebody being good for the cause or the resistance or whatever. First of all, that's meaningless. That fucking, you got to go back and look at all that Norm Macdonald shit. That interview Norm Macdonald did where he was like, oh yeah, everybody thought Hitler was hilarious prior to him running to power, or like getting into power. There was comics about him and everyone thought he was a big joke. Yeah. And then he did the Holocaust. So there goes your notion of comedy being powerful.
Yeah, that's like, the one where he's like,
Norm rules.
If you tell me one,
right.
If you tell me one socially relevant joke that's funny, I'll give you $1 million.
Norm fucking rocks.
If they're like, what about all this identity-based comedy like Aziz and Amy Schumer? He's like, yeah, everyone expects comedians to be modern-day philosophers, which I think is really insulting to modern-day philosophers.
Yes, people go to school and study philosophy.
He's like, you're not a philosopher because you try to fuck waitresses.
I know, man. Norm
so
fucking
good.
rocks.
He's the best.
Is it really my fault? 'Cause you try to hit me with your pity till I can't trust, but I still push on. Got me changing my ways, trying to fit poison my.
There was a thing I read about Woody Allen, and he went on the stage, and a lot of the people did much better than him, and he was upset, and his manager said, no, it's what you leave on the stage. That was his remark upon Woody Allen. And so I always thought, well, a guy like Andrew Dice Clay would destroy, and have me hitting the wall, as you say, but then afterwards, maybe you'd feel a little queasy. Whereas you kill, and then you leave something nice on the stage. It's one thing to make people laugh, it's another to make people smile.
Wow. Didn't you once perform at a hospital for the insane?
Yeah.
What are you drinking? What are you drinking?
Fanta Orange.
Of course you
fantastic.
are. Of course you are.
Fanta Orange is.
Yeah.
You like the Fanta Grape too, right? I'm assuming.
I have a grape Fanta for when my friends have
Oh, don't do that, Norm.
What?
Norm.
I always have it here, but I know. No, I did do a hospital. It was supposed to be a regular hospital, And when I got there, there was barbed wire and everything, and it was a hospital for the criminally insane. And they had an incredible, room, and they said the Gatlin brothers were here last week. And I was like, what? Like, I wasn't even sure they deserved a show. And anyways, I went on. I got heckled before I said anything. As I was walking towards the stage, a guy yells out, nice shoes. Now, these guys are not politically correct.
No, right.
These are criminally insane people, you have to understand.
Right.
And then the guy beside him goes, Jerome's right, them some shoes.
Norm. Okay. I don't. Well, now what do we do?
Every dumb button at ESPN was just
okay. Look at you guys with your. Is he still there? Or did we lose him? Once we dump him twice, do we lose him, or do we still have him there?
Give me a second.
Okay.
Have a talk with Norm.
All right. All right. We'll come back and do celebrity prognostication with Norm Macdonald.
We think.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugats on ESPN Radio.
Our thanks to Hank Azaria for joining us earlier. Norm Macdonald needs to make his NFL picks for this week, so he rejoins us here on the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line.
We like awkward around here. He's better at awkward and uncomfortable than we are. Mike Ryan's objection to the continuing of this segment has been duly noted.
I would say Norm's the best ever at awkward and
he's
uncomfortable.
Awkward and uncomfortable, yes. And he's got a new book out based on a true story. That's the title of the book. It's available September 20th. Our executive producer, I am responsible for whatever it is that happens next because Norm was dangerous last segment. So, Norm, can I ask you to behave yourself within the context of Norm Macdonald behaving himself while we do these celebrity predictions, please?
Oh, yes, of course. Everything I said had a quotation mark around it. It was someone else saying it.
I understand. That's right. You did say that. There was somebody else saying that. And the story, you didn't get to the end of the story, right? So you were being heckled. Don't use the words again. But you were being heckled.
I'll tell you, the end of the story was a criminally insane guy made his way to the stage and started biting my leg. and then that worked really good.
Okay, so that's
none of my jokes were working. I remember one joke. I go, "How many of you guys have an answering machine?" And this guy goes, "None of us." And then the guard goes, "Tuesday's the day for any complaints, Kowalski, and you know it." I'm like, "Oh." He goes, "Pipe down, let the man speak." I'm like, "This isn't going good."
I love a set ending with you being bitten. Will you guys quit being uncomfortable in there? Come on, it's Norm Macdonald.
My other friend was mentally retarded. Now, I know you're not supposed to say that anymore, but that's what we said then, and I understand that term. It means that you're arrested. Your mental capacity has been retarded or arrested. So, anyways, I'll say Down syndrome. I don't care. I didn't say it for a long time on account of I thought people would think I was a doctor, and I'd have to hit their knee with a hammer or something. I don't know. But anyways, I love my best friend had Down syndrome. I love people with Down syndrome. I wish I had Down syndrome. And I'll tell you why, because they're happy. You know what I mean? They're happy. What's wrong with that? Man, I wish I was happy, I was happy when I was with my friend. I'll tell you that. I would love to have a friend right now, because how often are you happy? You ever be happy? It happens once in a while, With me, it's usually when I wake up. I wake up, I go, goddamn. I'm glad I bought that Tempur-Pedic pillow. That was the best purchase I ever made. But then the light comes under the door and bathes over you. And then your life comes in and gets all over you like a cobweb. You're like, God damn, huh? That's not fun. But you ever go into the mirror and look at yourself? I'm not talking about physically, but just eye to eye. And you go, oh, good God, what's become of me? I'm going to go back to bed and cover myself up. Oh, that's when I would like to have a mentally retarded friend next to me, a guy with Down syndrome, to go, I like bananas. And I go, God damn, I never looked at it that way. I like bananas too. You go, they're yellow. I go, God damn, you're right, they are yellow. Ha! What say you and me go buy a yellow banana? See, people get mad at me, and yet, you know, they pity them. I envy people with Down syndrome, you know? And they pity them. Now, who's the bad person in that scenario? I tell you right now, man, if there was some sort of injection where I could be Down syndrome, I'd take it because I'd love to be happy all the time, you know? And some people go, oh, they're mentally retarded people aren't always happy. I go, well, I never seen, you know, like you ever see a cynical Down syndrome guy, you know? You ever see a guy go, fuck bananas, they're yellow, I don't care. Who cares? I never seen him. But happiness, the thing we strive the most, people pity these people that have it, you know? Like they'll look over a group of people with Down syndrome and go, oh, man, look. Breaks my heart when I see them. You know why? They're happy, right? It's on account of they don't understand life's horrors. Makes me sad. Makes me shake my head, sadly, like this year. And you know the saddest part of all? There's no cure. They'll probably die happy.
But I do it all the time, I guess, just going through Norm montages on YouTube. He's just such a prolific joke writer. Like just so many jokes that like these Norm montages that just pop up. 30 minutes of Norm here, an hour of Norm there. It's like you just sit there watching the whole thing.
He had an amazing ability too. We were just watching that Jon Stewart crocodile hunter clip.
I wanted to talk about the crocodile hunter because I think, you know, it was tragic at the time, but I think, I don't know, people call him and then they're shocked. Oh, hey, you wouldn't believe it. Who got killed? The crocodile hunter. Please don't make me laugh at this. And they were like, he was 44 years old. I'm like, that's a ripe old age for a crocodile hunter.
He was really conversationally funny. Like, the joke didn't have to end until he seemed to want it to end.
Yes.
Like, he just kept, like, it was funny, too. And I was watching thinking the balls to do that. Like Jon Stewart is like, okay, like, you know, because he's laughing, but he's like, all right, he was only 90. And Norm's like, hey, Bill. And he's just he's still doing the characters. Like, he's not ready for it to be finished.
Yeah. He didn't care about getting the laugh in the room sometimes, especially on those TV shows. You know, obviously on stage, but, like, in the room, he didn't necessarily care if people weren't going with him. That's the way he always was. I mean, if you go back to those Weekend Update montages of Frank Stallone jokes, like some of them land real hard, but some of them don't land at all.
According to the EPA, it will cost an estimated $295 million to clean up toxic waste at the former Lockheed Martin military aircraft plant in California. The cause of the toxic waste? You guessed it, Frank Stallone. In economic news, unemployment figures rose slightly for the month of October, with declines in the Dow Jones and NASDAQ. The reason for the sudden downturn? You guessed it, Frank Stallone.
And you could clearly see on his face, like, all these jokes are just for him.
Yeah, he didn't care.
He didn't care. And they're hilarious. Like, I don't know exactly when the bit is from, but it seems like he probably wrote the bit right around when he first got the diagnosis, because, like, I didn't even know the bit existed, to tell you the truth. But people were passing it around yesterday of him talking about how men used to be able to just get sick and die, and now they have to wage a war against cancer.
Yeah.
And it's like, he probably wrote that.
That was 2001 or 2011. So yeah, probably
as he got diagnosed.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure, I'm not a doctor, but I'm pretty sure
if the cancer dies, I mean, if you die, the cancer also dies at exactly the same time. So that, to me, is not a loss, that's a draw. That's a, you know what I mean? It's not like the cancer's going to jump up and go, Uncle Bert's wife. Where is he? I won fair and square.
The cancer died at the same time. That's not a loss. That's a draw.
He would go on these talk shows and do like old man jokes.
Yeah.
And they were long. Like when he went on Conan O'Brien and did the moth joke.
Yeah.
A moth goes into a podiatrist's office.
A moth goes into a podiatrist's office. Right?
You are correct.
And it took 4 minutes to get there, and the punchline is it's a joke punchline. But he liked it. He just loved the joke so much that he was getting through it, and he gets there, and it's like, it's worth it.
And so the doctor says, Moth, man, you're troubled. But you should be seeing a psychiatrist. Why on earth did you come here? And then the moth said, because the light was on.
The ability to do that and to not panic and to not bail out and to commit to it and go, this is what I'm doing, and that's it.
I found, as I was looking at clips, it seemed like his 3 favorite topics on Weekend Update were OJ, obviously Frank Stallone, and Vince Foster, and making jokes about Clinton murdering Vince Foster.
And veteran news anchorman David Brinkley apologized to Bill Clinton for an election night commentary in which he called the president, quote, boring and uncreative. Admitted Brinkley, there was certainly nothing uncreative about the way you moved Vince Foster's body. The president's a murderer. You didn't know that?
Here's another OJ joke from Weekend Update.
In his book, O.J. Simpson says that he would have taken a bullet or stood in front of a train for Nicole. Man, I'm going to tell you, that is some bad luck when the one guy who would have died for you kills you.
Relentless. Yeah, it really is. The beauty of Norm is there is nothing underlying. It's just about the joke.
It's just about being funny.
You know, that's it. What's the funniest thing for this moment?
Yep.
This is what it is.
He hated what was going on in comedy as far as people being punished. And I mean, he really hated it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, that's the one time that he actually started to get in trouble was because he was defending Louis and he was defending Roseanne.
And Shane.
And he defended
Yost,
Shane. Yep,
big, yeah.
Yep, big time defender of Shane. Because he got it. Because he's like, we're telling jokes here. What are we doing?
Yeah. Yeah, he was really furious about that. Yeah, it's terrible. Just terrible.
He spent a lot of time being funny, though.
Oh, fucking hilarious.
He put a lot of funny out there.
Yeah. And I don't think there's anybody with a similar delivery or a similar, like, it's completely unique. He's a completely unique thinker and just a completely unique joke teller, joke writer.
If you try to do a Norm joke, it's like, it's not funny when anybody else does it. And it's because they're not, I mean, he's a genius.
It's natural.
Yes.
It's completely natural. It's completely, you don't watch it for a second thinking this is not who this guy is. You watch it and go, this is completely natural for him to tell a joke this way or to talk this way. That's why he could end a joke when he wanted to, because he seemed so comfortable and natural that, all right, whenever he says it's done, it's done.
You were with him you were on the dais for the Bob Saget roast of Comedy Central.
Yep.
And that's one of those instances where, of course, it's like, oh, I can't wait. Norm's going to be so outrageous. Norm's just going to say stuff that you could never say on TV. And then he gets up there
hilarious.
And he just does
old man
jokes.
No, but Bob has a beautiful face, like a flower. Yeah, cauliflower. No offense, but your face looks like a cauliflower.
Yeah, I believe his joke about you was that you're a very colorful person. Because you have a yellow belly and you're green with envy. And that was it. Like, there was no follow. It's like, that's the joke.
And Jim Norton of here is, of course, probably one of the most colorful characters I've ever met. Colorful personalities I know. You're green with envy and you have a yellow streak down your back.
One of his jokes about Geraldo was like, I'd love to have Geraldo's brain. Not because he's smart, but because it's very unused. Like, thanks.
But if I ever need a brain transplant, why, I would choose yours, Greg, and here's why. It's not because you're smart, it's because your brain has never been used. No, but Greg Giraldo, I'm just joking him. He has the grace of a swan, the wisdom of an owl, and the eye of an eagle. Ladies and gentlemen, this man is for the birds.
Man's for the birds.
Like, I was sitting there like all day yesterday, like, just stopping. Jess is like taking care of the kids, and I'm like, Jess, there's another Norm joke. Because I'm looking at YouTube, and I'm like, all right, Jess, this was another one of Norm's jokes. This is from Weekend Update, like in the 90s. All summer, Better Than Ezra was the #1 band in America. The #2 band, Ezra.
And in music news, #1 on the college charts this summer was Better Than Ezra. And at #2, Ezra. According to a controversial new biography, Elizabeth Taylor,
You see a bunch of clips were going around. You see the clip of him on The View from like really early on. It was from like 2000. It was when the View was at its early stages.
No, I don't think so.
It's fucking great. I think I tweeted it, Travis, if that's the quickest way. I don't know. To find just the clip. Yeah, that's it.
See, I think we should get the homicide out of the White House and get like a fresh start, because we don't want any more murderers.
I think we should just go on to the next question.
Oh.
Who the murderers? Yeah.
Oh, Clinton, he murdered a guy.
You're not allowed to put out no accusations without.
That's a little too far.
That's the way it does work.
Let's just go on to the next question.
Yeah.
This is not my week. What can I tell you?
Oh, it's not mine either, and I'm being very nice, okay? Be a good boy. Now, Norm.
Do you never hear that?
No. We don't need
I don't want to get into this, and I don't want to hear it, and this is not the place to make those accusations, and you're supposed to be funny. Let's get on to the next question. So get with it.
There you go.
See right there? Like, no, he's not angry about it.
No.
Like, he doesn't, like, what great instincts, man. Like, not mad. Like, ah, he's just having a great time. He always looked like he was having a great time.
Like, he's almost too dumb to realize what did I say? I thought we were all
just having fun.
What? You didn't know? He's like, you didn't hear that?
And the wind finally dies down, and he goes, what? You didn't hear that?
Listen how he follows it up.
This is a live show.
Why? Norm, but you have been properly chastised by Barbara, so I'm not going to ask the next question.
I thought it was a matter of record.
Let me do this.
There are people that after they got invited to the White House Correspondents' Dinner, they'd be like, oh, okay, maybe I can get in with the Clintons now.
Right.
Maybe I can meet these powerful friends. Maybe I can... 2.5 years after the Correspondents' Dinner, he's going on The View and making jokes.
Clinton murdered somebody.
He murdered a guy.
Doesn't care. I thought it was a matter of record.
He thought Barbara's problem was that Barbara hadn't...
Yeah.
You didn't hear?
Yeah,
You didn't know?
that she was ignorant, and he was just bringing her up to speed.
Just informing her. Did you see the clip that was going around of him on Conan O'Brien? with Courtney Thorne-Smith?
I don't know.
I feel like this Courtney Thorne-Smith clip is somewhat similar to the Patrice Fox News clip.
This is just what she has to say. We are outraged and fired and
he's a
fired
fool. He's an
and
absolute
fired.
fool.
Name calling. I'm
A
outraged.
fool.
I am outraged.
You should be. You should be.
I am a fool. Now, if I called you a fool,
In the sense that this just has become one of those legendary, like, this is the example of why you would have this guy on your talk show and why he doesn't care. Courtney Thorne-Smith is on Conan O'Brien with Norm. Norm was the first guest. And he's, unfortunately for her,
decided to stick around.
He stuck around on the couch for her interview, yes, and she's trying to promote her movie.
Who is she?
But what's the movie going to be called?
Well,
Really?
I know what it's going to be called.
Yeah, what's that?
If it's got Carrot Top in it, you know what a good name for it would be?
What's that, Norm?
Box Office Poison.
She's there. There's this movie coming out.
Yes.
Title undetermined at this point.
Chairman of the board.
Oh, all right. Do something with that, you freak.
I bet the board is spelled B-O-R-E-D.
His face after he does it.
He's delighted. Again, just perfect timing.
Yeah, that's the other thing you don't want to do, right? Is like just say Norm jokes.
Right.
You know what I mean? You want to like, yeah.
Although it's funny. He's one of those guys where just saying his jokes, they are well written enough
Yes.
where it works.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of the appeal too. That like, especially some of his jokes, you can just take and like.
This week is Taxi Cab Appreciation Week, so to all you taxi cab drivers out there, I'd appreciate it if you'd take a shower once in a while. How'd that go? PLO leader Yasser Arafat announced this week that his wife is pregnant. The happy couple said they really don't care if the child is a boy or a girl, just as long as it hates Jews. The United Paramount Network's new show Star Trek Voyager finished in first place Monday night with a 14.7 rating. For those of you who don't know, one rating point is equal to 950,000 nerds. Well, there's good news this week from strife-torn Ireland, where a historic peace agreement has just been signed. Gee, I wonder if anyone will celebrate by drinking. Angry over the Atlanta Braves and Cleveland Indians' use of Indian caricatures as logos, Native Americans showed up at the World Series tonight. They chanted for hours to protest Indian stereotypes, though it didn't help their cause any when it started to rain. In Nashua, New Hampshire this week, a high school student, Chris Connolly, while attempting to dunk a basketball, lost his balance, crashed down on the rim, and shattered 2 front teeth. Gee, I wonder if by some crazy chance Chris is white. Well, if I can be allowed a personal opinion, you know, I think Harrison Ford's new mustache works. And by works, I mean looks really gay. Well, this week, world chess champion Garry Kasparov defeated an IBM computer in their 6-game chess series. Experts are calling the encounter between chess wizard and supercomputer historic, because, for the first time ever, it brought together both geeks and nerds. In honor of this year's Academy Awards, Carnival Airlines is offering anyone named Oscar a free flight to or from Los Angeles. The airline had tried a similar promotion in the past for the Tony Awards, but according to airline spokesman, they found that their planes were packed with too many, quote,
greasy Italians. Last week on Larry King Live, Marlon Brando made the shocking statement that Hollywood is, quote, run by Jews. In response, outraged Jewish organizations made it snow in New York in April. In overseas news, an attempt to lift the ban on gays serving in the British Armed Forces has been defeated in Parliament. This raises a difficult legal question. How do you exactly tell if a British guy is gay? In Bridgeport, Connecticut, the Statakoti Indian tribe is seeking recognition by the Bureau of Indian Affairs in order to open either a manufacturing company or a casino. I wonder which one they'll choose. Manufacturing company or the casino. Potential jurors for the O.J. Simpson case were asked to fill out a 75-page jury questionnaire this week. In the entire state of California, only one person got a perfect score. Chow Ming Wu, who after the trial plans to attend Caltech. In Michigan, state historical commission officials say they will not interfere with the building of a new major sports stadium, even if construction unearths historical artifacts. However, state Indian Affairs officials say that if relics from a Native American tribe are found, they would like to have the land set aside and designated as a sacred tribal burial ground / giant casino. According to the U.S. Bureau of the Census, California's population is expected to grow nearly 18 million by the year 2025. Also by the year 2025, it will be much easier to find a vacant apartment in Mexico. According to a new survey by the Women's Vote Project, women would be more likely to vote if they could send in ballots by mail or if polls were open longer. Also, more women would vote if you were permitted to bake your vote. They like to bake. Finally, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, a man allowed his 8-year-old daughter to take the wheel of his car, and an accident ensued that damaged 7 other cars and injured 6 people, which once again proves my theory: women can't drive. 4 Wisconsin men have been charged with felony hate crimes after burning a man's buggy simply because he was Amish. If convicted, the men face up to 25 years in prison. But furious Amish leaders say that is not enough. They want the dunking wheel. On Wednesday, NASA launched the Space Shuttle Columbia on its 87th voyage. This trip by the shuttle will feature the first spacewalk ever by a Japanese astronaut who will get to take in the unique perspective of Earth from space. Gee, I wonder if there's any chance he'll take a picture. This week, computer hackers broke into Yahoo, the internet's most popular website, and vowed to unleash a crippling computer virus if a fellow hacker is not released from prison. Experts warn that catching these cyber terrorists will not be an easy task and may require the cooperation of both nerds and geeks. Safer drivers, men or women? Well, according to a new survey, 55% of adults feel that women are most responsible for minor fender benders, while 78% blame men for most fatal crashes. Please note that the percentages in these pie graphs do not add up to 100% because the math was done by a woman. For those of you hissing at that joke, it should be noted that that joke was written by a woman. So.
Now you don't know what the hell to do. No, I'm just kidding. We don't hire women.
I'm thankful for women.
Oh, there you go.
Greatest creatures on earth.
That's all right. We'll get behind that one.
I think women are more intelligent than men. Also, Conan, without women, there would be no cookies.
How many Polish guys does it take to screw in a light bulb? The question cannot be answered because Polish people are so fucking stupid that no matter how many of them are available, none of them would ever be able to complete that simple task.
This is a meta joke. Have you aware of these meta jokes?
How many comedians does it take to screw in a light bulb?
How many?
2. One to do it, and the other guy to go, how long's he been up there?
I like that.
On stage.
Yeah, because they was going,
Because they're like, how long?
Oh, that's a good one.
Polish people, I remember the Poland, do you remember they were trying to, had something, they were trying to land on the sun.
Oh.
I was going to say that the Polish government did actually try to land on the sun back in the...
No, they didn't.
Yes, and they were ridiculed for it because they said you'll burn up when you come anywhere near. They said we're going at night.
Who?
Now,
And come to think of it, I got addicted to you. Oh, no, no, no. And come to think of it, I need somebody like you. Oh, no, no, no. I need someone like...
attitude. You have to say this with attitude. You have to read ahead and use your acting skills. I liked you in She-Devil.
Thank you. A study has found that men are just as likely as women to spread gossip. At least that's what I heard Rick tell Brad, who, by the way, has a crush on Patty.
Oh, does she?
All the racial things against Asians? Yeah, can you tell me them?
Well,
I love when the
Guy
people do that.
Aoki got mad at me one time.
Why?
He's the head of the guys that get defended in terms
So just
of
tell me some.
Well, he knows them the best.
Yeah. Oh, you do?
What about this? I call it the G word. The G word.
Do you know the G one?
Oh, gook?
Yes.
Well, you just said that like it came out so naturally.
Oh no, you're right about
you just said it just like secondhand.
I thought it was a term of endearment.
It's not. But can I tell you guys? Can I tell you guys
yeah,
where?
You think that's like a fucking handshake?
Tell me some of the Asian things that
like what you would call a guy.
Small penis?
No,
like
names.
Names, yeah.
Oh, yellow. Yeah.
Yellow?
Man. That's just what
yellow,
you
no, yellow
said.
man, that's what you said.
God,
you made that up.
Oh, no,
Hey, yellow man, get out of my bar. I've never heard that.
No, that was just
guy
my
runs
favorite.
out of the old one, so he has to make up a new one. Come on. You got to look into the future. It's like the word retard.
Well, hey, don't get me started.
That's the word right now, because I think people have stopped saying gay meaning lame.
Yeah.
The more evolved.
And they're
however, the word retard is still, I think...
Before you argue that they should stop saying retarded, I like to ask 2 questions. I go, number 1, because you have to find out about their past. And if they answer these questions differently, I give them the different speech. I go, do you think Jew me down? Do you think we stopped it because we shouldn't have had to, but people are so PC? And if they went, no, that's horrible.
What did they say when you, stop with that joint there, you're getting spit on it?
So, no, hold on a second.
Huh?
So most people would say that we stopped those things because it was egregious.
Yes.
I know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I know.
And so you have to say, so
example.
if the answer is no to those things, like we stopped them because they were bad, then why do you fucking think that retarded is going to stand the test of time? I don't get why.
Just look into the past.
You're all dressed up.
Yeah, they told me to dress up for Comedy Week.
Explain to the folks what Comedy Week is. You fucking retard. No, can you explain?
Not really.
2 23-year-old women in China this week have set a record, living 12 days in a room with 888 deadly snakes. They now hold a place, a coveted place, in the Guinness Book of World Retard. 20th Century Fox has announced that Macaulay Culkin will not be hired to star in Home Alone 3. Studio spokesman said that it was nothing personal, but with Culkin now 16 years of age, the only way to keep him in the film would be to make the character retarded.
In an effort to feel smarter than somebody, Dan Quayle this week spoke to 4,000 Amway employees. Dismissed Simpson juror Jeanette Harris revealed in interviews this week that the jury is torn by dissension and is already divided into two camps, those who think he is guilty and those who are really, really stupid. In a recent interview, Christy Brinkley suggested that football players should have special gloves connected to lights on their helmets. That way, when they catch the ball, you'll know who has possession. Read these and other interesting ideas in Christy's new book, I'm an Idiot. New York Governor George Pataki this week announced a plan to cut state scholarship aid to college students who do not maintain at least a C average. Sadly, the students hurt most by these cuts will be the idiots. According to published reports, MTV News anchor Tabitha Soren has been romantically linked with journalist Michael Lewis. Soren denies the reports, claiming she doesn't have time for a boyfriend because she's too busy pretending not to be stupid. And finally, the Oscar nominations were announced this week, and Tom Hanks and Jodie Foster are in a heated competition in the Academy's controversial new category, Best Retard. When I lived in L.A., I lived on the actual street called Melrose Place. There's an actual street.
There's a Melrose. Is there really a Melrose
There's really
Place?
a Melrose Place.
Okay,
You
all
know
right.
this, right?
Yes, that's true.
So they opened a restaurant called Melrose Place on it, and then it's right beside my house. And every time I go out, there's all these retards, like tourists, and these tourist retards, like they're always fat and they're taking pictures, standing in front of this restaurant.
Yeah.